Hey YouTubers, I'm going to do a little review today on the 1916 Spanish Mausers in 308 or 7.62x51 that J&G Sales is selling. I've made a couple videos so far, unboxing, shooting, but I've never really given you my opinion and kind of like what I think about these. I know a lot of people always ask, what do you think about this, that, and the other thing? This will kind of be like my review, recommendation, non-recommendation. Kind of just my experience with these in the past and right now. Um, yeah, we'll just move on and I'll kind of show you which ones I have. I have three of them, as you can see. None of them match, of course. That's the first thing. If you want a matching rifle, probably isn't your thing. So I would stay away if you're looking to get like an all matching pristine example. These are all really rough. Not like unshootable, disgusting rust buckets, but they're fairly well used. The nicest one I have is out front, and that's still very well used. That's the one that we actually shot in the other video. The other two, I haven't been able to fire them yet. The one in the middle and the back, but really hoping to get to that. The one that I did fire in the front was very accurate, very consistent. It was shooting about 12 inches high, which is pretty normal for a bolt action. But once we figured that out, it was shooting very, very, very consistently with 7.62x51 ammo. The I can't remember the type of ammo. It was from Turkey. It was the ZQI, and it performed flawlessly. Not a single malfunction with the actual weapon system. The magazine, the follower had a little bit of an issue, but it is what it is. So yeah, out of these three rifles, I have two that have the crest on them, and one is ground. The first one I got, so in the front, that one's got a ground receiver, no crest. The other two have the crests. Um, would I recommend these? That totally depends on what your goal for getting one of these is. Do you want a decent $200 308 slash 7.62x51 caliber bolt action rifle that you don't mind if you drop it while you're out hunting? Yes, get it then. Do you want a safe queen that you can buy as an investment and make millions of dollars on someday? No. If you want a pristine weapon that is perfect and doesn't have any problems in the action or with grease or grime or dirt and it doesn't look well used, you might want to pick an alternate weapon to purchase. These are, like I said, very well used. They have probably seen some action. A lot of these, actually, all of these were chambered in 7 by 57 millimeter before they were converted to 7.62x51. So these probably saw service in the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s. Like any other surplus rifle, you may think that, but it might not have, and it might have just been carried a lot. And either way, it's really cool. My guess is that these did see a lot of service in the Spanish Civil War because they're just they're too ugly to have not been used in an actual war in conditions that are less than ideal for military surplus weapons or military weapons. They weren't surplus at that point. Um, yeah, so these bolts on my rifles are not the smoothest. They're also far from the roughest bolts. They really they work. I'd equate them to they're like the 9130 of the Mausers. So they're kind of rough, but they definitely work and they're strong enough to withhold the 7.62x51. Um, I'll just show you really quick kind of what the condition of these is going to be when you get them. So far, I've heard that most of the wrists on these are going to be cracked. So expect that. I shot this one and the crack didn't seem to get any larger. So that's not really that big of a deal in my opinion. If you want to, you can get that professionally repaired. I don't think I had any other cracks in this one. I had some gouges and dinging right there, but that's not really a deal breaker for me. Um, yeah, so it's weird. This one, the handguard also seems to go a little bit further forward on there. I didn't notice that before. So I don't know if they just used some spare handguards from like an 1893 Mauser. Who knows? Yeah, so that's what you're gonna get. This stock itself is actually not bad, as you can see. The little sight protector's still there, fairly decent. Not matching, of course. Like I said, they're not matching at all. So, and there's two styles of stocks that I've seen. You've got this one with the swivel, the mount stuck into the stock, and then I'll show you on my other one, the other style stock. So this bore is actually really nice. I'll see if I can. Yeah, this is like. Let's see if I can do this on the camera. Can I give you a picture of what it looks like? And that's not exposed directly to light, and it's that shiny. Um, wish I could help you out on that, but that's the bore from the rifle that we've shot. I'm sure that cleaned it up a little bit. People that are saying they're getting like sewer pipes, I'm sure you're just getting bores that have a bunch of packing grease stuck in them from X amount of years ago that just need to be shot or cleaned out. I understand if you don't want to shoot a weapon that's got a bunch of grease in the barrel for obvious pressure reasons. But yeah, so we'll move on to the second one. Kind of just show you up close the example. This one's pretty rough. It's probably the roughest one I have. Starting with the stock. Um, you can see it's really dark. It looks like walnut, but it's definitely not. It's kind of chewed up a bit right there in the front, or the rear band rather. This handguard actually seems to fit though. It fits the sight perfect. Not a lot of extra room, so you can see that. And then you've got the Fascist crest right there, which is pretty neat. Um, I don't know why this wasn't removed, even though this rifle was used probably in the 1960s. The early 1960s. But yeah, this one and the next one that I'm going to show you, I don't know why it doesn't focus on this. This is right in front of it. So yeah, that's what the crest looks like. If you can get one with the crest, that's pretty cool. I really wanted one, and I ended up getting two. But I mean, there's the crest. This bore is actually mirror. I looked at it earlier. This one also has a pretty giant crack in the wrist right there. I might get that one repaired. Who knows? It's fairly deep, but it's not as bad as the other one actually. So who knows? Yeah. So these are really cool. This is probably the most beat up one I have, but it's actually not in bad shape at all. It's also got the first style where it's actually embedded into the stock, the sling mount. So then we'll get up to our third one really quick, and I'll kind of talk about that. It's also in pretty good shape considering its age and what they've been through. And you got to imagine if these things have been through the Spanish Civil War, there was a lot of nasty fighting involved in that. So these things were probably exposed to, like I said, less than ideal conditions. So then this is a decent stock. There's a lot of bluing left on this, as you can see. And it's some marring up. It seems to be a common thing on these rifles, is a little bit of marring right up on the rear band area right here. Other than that, it's not bad. There is, or was on this, yeah, there's a crack right there. So the crack goes from the retaining band on the front band, or the retaining spring on the front band, all the way almost to the back of the handguard, or the stock area right here, the fore end. Jeez, can't get my terminology right today. But I mean, like I said in my other video, it's not really a critical area. If that starts cracking, I can just wrap it up or repair it with some wood glue. This is the one that has the funky handguard. So this thing's got a ton of extra room in the front and back. I'm not sure what to make of that. I mean, I'm sure it's not an issue, but the funny thing is, it doesn't line up with the stock either, as you can see. So you've got this area right here, which is fine. It's the normal stock. You've got all that where the band is supposed to be, but it's right there, and it's sitting in the correct spot because it's in the rear of the or in the receiver ring. It's up in there, but yeah, all this is missing the recoil lug nut, but it's okay because this is being held in by the wood. So yeah, this one also has the fascist crest, if you can see that. I wish cameras could focus a lot easier. So this one also has the crest, which is kind of neat. Non-matching, of course. But yeah, the stock you can see has actually got some nice grain to it. It's pretty cool. Um, really wasn't too terribly dirty either. This one has like a K31 style sling loop or sling swivel cut into the stock, and then there's a little bar like a French one or something like that. French or Swiss, they use those a lot. So this one's also got a mirror bore on it. It had some grease in it. I ran some Hoppy's number 9 and a bore snake through it, and now it's a mirror finish. I think the reasoning for that is because these probably were used a lot when they were chambered in 7mm, and when they got rebarreled, rechambered to or no, not rebarreled. I'm sorry, they got rechambered to 7.62x51. I'm not sure they were fired a lot, so that probably explains the mirror bore, and the crowns on these are all really good so far. So that's the only thing I really have. Yeah. So overall, for $200, if you've got the money and it's not going to set you back that far at all, I'd totally get one of these just to check it out. They're fantastic shooters so far. I've heard good reviews from other people that they shoot high, but they're very consistent. If you guys got any questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert on these by any means. I'm just like you. I just buy these and enjoy shooting them and collecting them. Hopefully, I can get a few more in the future. So I don't know. I have a soft spot for these things. I don't know what it is. They're cheap and they're really fun to shoot. They shoot a really common caliber. So I'll start wrapping this up. Hope that was a little bit of an impact in your decision if you're on the fence about getting these. I would totally get one. Like I said, if you're looking for all matching, totally complete, beautiful rifles, not your thing. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I think I've said that like 10 times now. But yeah, if you got any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them. But other than that, grab one, check it out for yourself. I have plenty of friends that have been getting these, and some are happy, some are not, but some have higher standards than I do and different collecting interests and shooting interests. So, yeah, if you haven't already, can you like this video and then subscribe to my channel if you also haven't already? And then I'll be posting a link to my Patreon below in the description. If you consider supporting me on there, that'd be really cool. If not, that's totally fine too. I appreciate everyone watching, and we'll see you next time.